Loki watched Finn with that rare mixture of amusement and curiosity that only a very peculiar mortal could provoke in her. While the tavern around her teemed with noise, she noticed that the boy wasn't intimidated in the slightest. Sitting impeccably upright, he displayed a posture that contrasted with his small body, but revealed an impressive conviction. When Finn revealed that his greatest ambition was to restore the pride and history of his people, Loki realized that this was not just another adventurer trying to impress a goddess. There was something unusual about him, something firm, clear, and unwavering. Even amidst the chaos of the tavern, his words seemed to carve out a space of their own, as if his determination had enough weight to silence the world around him. The goddess understood that, for Finn, it wasn't enough to simply achieve fame or wealth. He wanted to rekindle a light that had been extinguished among the plums. Loki knew that the idea might sound too grandiose, even naive, but her divine instincts told her that there was nothing superficial about that ambition. This was no childish dream, but a goal laden with the gravity of someone who had already faced more than his appearance betrayed. As she watched the spear resting beside him, Loki recognized that Finn was not only determined, he was calculating, strategic, and completely aware of the path he intended to follow. At that moment, she began to understand why that tiny plum carried such a great presence. Loki continued to observe Finn with that sharp gaze of someone who sees far beyond what is said. And the more the boy spoke, the more she perceived the magnitude of the ambition he carried, something too great for such a small body. Finn explained his plans without hesitation. He wanted great deeds, he wanted fame, he wanted to lead the strongest family in ORATORIA, and above all, he wanted to restore the lost pride of his people. There was no arrogance in his voice, only an almost disturbing conviction. The goddess knew that any other god would find this idiotic. Choosing a plum as the first follower? Horrible strategy. Low potential. Zero competitive advantages. But Loki didn't care. To her, it was fun. Mortals shone precisely because they were unpredictable, and Finn shone brighter than most. He had his own light, something intense enough to make her ignore statistics, affinities, and ideal plans. Finn was interesting, and that was enough. When he presented his conditions for joining the family, total support for the restoration of his people and absolute freedom to act in any way he deemed necessary, Loki realized that this boy was even bolder than she had imagined. However, before she could question the details, Melissa appeared. Small, gentle, with that adorable tavern mascot aura. And Finn, who seemed so mature while discussing gigantic ambitions, simply melted upon seeing her. Loki tried to provoke him, but his answer came so simply and sincerely, "I think that's what they call first love," that it even took the words right out of the goddess's mouth. It was strange and fascinating to see someone so analytical speak of love as if describing a mission. Finn was truly unique. As Melissa walked away, Loki turned back to face Finn, and, for the first time, noticed something behind that calm smile, a silent, almost hidden weight that didn't match his age. The way he spoke of gigantic ambitions, of restoring an entire people, of taking risks without blinking, all of that already drew attention. But the way he dealt with his own feelings, as if he were analyzing even his own heart with surgical coldness, made it clear that there was much more to him than simple youthful determination. The impression was clear. Finn didn't just have a dream, he had a burden. A future he had decided to carry alone, and which, sooner or later, would exact a high price. Loki, who always sought fun above all else, realized that if he accepted that boy, he would be giving up an easy and predictable life. Finn would bring chaos, risks, and difficult choices, but he would also bring something rare and precious, true emotion. He wasn't just promising, he was dangerous in the best possible sense.
A prodigy who could set the world on fire or illuminate it.
And in that instant, as she watched him observing Melissa with gentle affection while simultaneously harboring ambitions too great for any mortal, Loki understood that little plum was no ordinary being. He carried a light capable of changing destinies. And because of that, she already knew her decision. Finn would be hers, and the future, from then on, would never be boring.